We here at Fright Night Flix were deeply saddened by the unexpected passing of acclaimed filmmaker David Lynch. As many of you know, he directed one of my favourite films of all time, Mulholland Drive. To honour his legacy, we've decided to kick off February with a special review of his 1977 directorial debut, Eraserhead. Rest in peace, David. Greetings and welcome to Fright Night Flix, where every night is Fright Night. Eraserhead is the first feature film from David Lynch, a surreal horror masterpiece about a man, played by Jack Nance, left to care for his grotesquely deformed child in a bleak industrial wasteland. Lynch not only directed this film, but he also wrote the screenplay, composed the score and edited the film, crafting a haunting vision brought to life in striking black and white.
Nice.
Since its release, Eraserhead has become a cult classic, solidifying Lynch's reputation as a groundbreaking filmmaker. It marked the beginning of an extraordinary career, with Lynch going on to direct 9 more feature films and becoming a true cinematic legend. I watched Eraserhead back in 2021 when I was exploring more of Lynch's filmography. While it didn't resonate with me as much as Mulholland Drive did, I found it to be a fascinating and unsettling debut that showcased Lynch's trademark surrealism and unique style. Before I share my thoughts on this review, I invited my good friend Cody House on the show to join us. Cody has been covering David Lynch's filmography on his podcast, The Director's Chair. Fun fact, I was meant to appear in his Mulholland Drive episode, but had to back out due to scheduling conflicts, so to make it up, I've asked him to come on board and share his perspective on Eraserhead in this video. Take it away, Cody.
Thanks, Robbie. For those who don't know me, my name is Cody House, and yes, I do a podcast with my Video Store Rejects channel called The Director's Chair, and we've been covering the work of David Lynch for the last 18 months. Right now we're delving into Twin Peaks: The Return, but we have yet to talk about his directorial debut, Eraserhead. For those of you who have not seen this film, it's got to be one of the best directorial debut films ever made. If you've seen any of Lynch's films, you can see all of his trademarks in this film. The dreams and nightmares, the obsession with electricity and machinery, it's all in there. This is one of the most Lynchian, nightmarish, existential films you've ever seen, and it's definitely a film you've just got to vibe with. Don't worry about what the plot's about, what the movie means. It's just completely all vibes, and you will see stuff that from Eraserhead on to Twin Peaks: The Return, there's just repeated things. It's got to be one of the most fully fleshed out debut films that fully announces an artist of who he is and what he works for. And if you've not seen this film and you've seen other Lynch films, I highly recommend it. And if you haven't seen a Lynch film before and this is the one you are going to watch because you're a completionist and you like to watch things in order, then turn the lights out, find yourself in a den or a basement, and watch this as the true midnight cult classic that this film began. Rest in peace, David. Back to you, Robbie.
Thanks, Cody. Now let's dive into my thoughts on Eraserhead.
Great. Let's get started.
My favourite aspect of this film is Lynch's directing. His surreal style is so uniquely compelling, and the black and white cinematography combined with the practical effects make this film deeply unsettling. The craftsmanship is masterful, gripping the viewer even as it disturbs them. I also love the original score, which Lynch composed himself. It adds a deeply ear to the atmosphere, amplifying the surreal imagery that defines this film.
If you're good at something, never do it for free.
The story itself is an intriguing character study centering on themes of fatherhood. However, for me, it doesn't quite reach the heights of its remarkable visuals. As Lynch's debut, it's clear he was still laying the groundwork for his gripping storytelling that would later define his later work. Is this his weakest film? Absolutely not. But the narrative here doesn't feel as compelling as the imagery here.
Cool. Yeah. If it ain't broke.
Jack Nance delivers a standout performance, carrying the film with his nuanced portrayal of a man trapped in a nightmarish world. The supporting cast is fine, but it's Nance who truly shines. His performance combined with Lynch's direction highlights the film's performance-driven nature and adds more emotional weight to the bizarre tale. Magnificent! 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 Before I dive into my final thoughts on Eraserhead, I just want to remind you all to hit that like button, subscribe to Fright Night Flix, and follow us on social media so you don't miss a single scare. Have you seen Eraserhead? You let me know in the comments down below. I'm planning to tackle more of Lynch's filmography here on Fright Night Flix, so let me know which film of Lynch's you'd like me to cover next. I've always wanted to do a video on...
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
Sorry, I got carried away. Anyway, here are my final thoughts on Eraserhead.
It's better.
Overall, Eraserhead is a standout debut from Lynch with surreal imagery and Jack Nance's strong performances at its core. It's a fascinating character study that explores fatherhood themes effectively, however the film leans more towards style over substance, something Lynch would later refine to perfection. I'm giving Eraserhead a rating of a 7 out of 10 and a 3.5 out of 5 stars. If you're a fan of David Lynch or surreal horror, I highly recommend you check out this iconic debut film.
Well, give it a try.
Thank you all for watching today's video, and special thanks to Cody for stopping by. Don't forget to check out all my past reviews and stay tuned for some brand new content. In the meantime, keep the chills alive, and as always, stay spooky.